Sorry about that. I guess I wasn't sharing that with you, but you didn't miss much. So basically, then I'm going to run through a quick demo. I'm actually going to go to our doc site. I'm going to download these dashboards. I'm going to load them up in my local instance of ConnectSMART. And I'm going to then have a fully functioning working dashboard, and I'll show you just a bit about how to go ahead and customize it to get going with it right out of the box. While we are running through today's webinar, you do have your GoToWebinar control panel that you can use. You can ask questions, raise your hand if you need to get your mic. Otherwise, you can type in the chat if you don't have a microphone available, or if you are feeling a little shy and don't want to chat out loud in front of everybody. You can also chat directly to the organizers if you don't want to chat publicly, but no need to be shy. We're all friends here, so if you have questions, I'm sure other people have the same ones, so do share. So I do like to make sure that we cover this in every webinar, but every time we do a webinar, we publish the recording to our doc site, and any content that we use, any files, any slideshows, any docs, any related content that we cover, we do try to link or otherwise incorporate into the dedicated page for that webinar. And you can see our recorded webinars and our past videos by just going to the home page of our docs site. That's at docs.connectsmart.com, and just going to train your team and seeing our past webinars, and also you'll be able to see the upcoming webinars. But if you missed one in the past, go ahead and if you missed one in the past, just hop on there and you can take a look at the recording and get yourself caught up. So the quick overview of what we have released, we have 3 dashboards that are out there, and that's one of them is the My Personal dashboard. And this one, if you're familiar with our personal productivity gadgets that are based on the logged in user, essentially what these gadgets are doing, they're looking to see who's logged in. In this case, it's me, Jay Coffey. And it's going to look and see what past due items do I have that are assigned to me, the logged in user. It's not just all past due items. Same thing with every other metric here. They're all specific to me because I'm the logged in user, and it's passing my username as my ConnectWise member ID. So these are great to just go ahead and pop out there for your engineers, your administrative staff, so they can go ahead and start working their records inside of ConnectWise a little more efficiently without you having to deep dive into creating a dashboard for them from scratch, or working with us in the Pro Services team to build one out custom. This can kind of get you going and maybe figure out some additional things that you might need, and you can work with us to fine-tune things, but this should get you going with some basic stuff to catch some of the exceptions that are out there, like missing agreements, customer updates, and past due items. Another dashboard that we've got is the Service One, and this one is a bit more of a dispatch dashboard, so it's looking at a lot of stuff for today. It's mostly current ticket information. It's looking to see where things are unassigned. It's showing you how you're doing today in terms of your response time, how many tickets have been entered versus how many have been resolved. It's all pretty specific to today, so you can kind of keep an eye on and work the existing service board. And that's in contrast to our service management, which actually gives us a little more trending information here. And this is actually focused on more than just the tickets. It's also a little bit of team management here. So you can see the hours that were entered by your folks that you've chosen to monitor. Similarly, you can see their associated tickets to make sure workloads are balanced properly. Tickets by priority, always good to see if you've got high priority tickets. And this one's just going to kind of give you a good breakdown. And these can always be swapped out with our other gadgets, mind you. So if tickets by priority, for example, is not nearly as important to you as tickets by service type, swap it out. But you've got the bulk of the dashboard here ready to go for you. So pick and choose what works for you, but we've put together a lot of the most commonly requested metrics in a dashboard that you can just roll out with a minimum of effort. And then you'll see we've got some other info just to see how we're doing today versus how we've been stacking up the past few days. In my case, I have set it to 7 days, but I'm going to show you today how you can adjust those and set it to 3 days or 10 days or whatever that threshold is that matters to you. And here we do have the prerequisites. As I mentioned, nobody on the webinar today will be able to start using this dashboard right now. I am going to need to make sure that you guys are up to date, and get your license updated. But the quick kind of overview of what that involves is we do need to make sure that you already have a V4 subscription. Most of you I recognize that you probably do, but if you're not using our new platform, which isn't that new anymore, it's been around about a year, then you're going to need to be updated to ConnectSMART 4. Now also our predefined dashboards are based off of the Connect.io provider store, and that is our data warehouse product. So these are not querying your ConnectWise database directly. These are in fact querying your Connect.io tenant. So if you do not have a Connect.io tenant, these dashboards are similarly not for you yet, but it's very painless to go ahead and get that in place. So if you don't have any of these things, just let us know and we'll walk you through it. And then when you're ready to go forward with the dashboards, we're going to need to update your licenses, your license and subscription information to enable these dashboards for you. These do have specific license IDs that need to be added to your subscription for you to be able to take advantage of them. And the reason we have it like this is, one, it's not automated yet for us to go ahead and add these as they're pretty new. And the other is we are adding them so frequently that if you miss a week and you're not ready to use it this week or next week, there's a very good chance we're going to have a couple more dashboards available for you. So we don't want to do it now and then you can only use a few of them. So whenever you're ready to really deploy them, just hit us up. We'll get your licenses updated. And in the very near future, this will be automated and you won't need to worry about your licenses. But right now, just need you to check in with us, make sure we've got you licensed for the dashboards. And then once you're ready to go, and this goes without saying, pretty much anytime there's new content, you're just going to be on the very latest release. The latest release is going to have any bug fixes, if we had any logic that we changed in our queries, if we optimized things to speed things up and improve performance, you're going to want all that stuff in place. You're not going to want to run on something that's a few weeks or months old if we've been releasing a number of things since then. But the vast majority of things going out is new content stuff, so definitely take advantage of that. I see a lot of folks are a bit behind on their builds whenever I log into their servers. So definitely make sure you're up to date and get up to speed here and start using our new stuff. But that is it for my slideshow. I'm actually just going to go ahead and walk you through exactly what you would do. So when your licenses are updated, you're just going to do exactly what I'm going to show you. I'm going to take you to the doc site and go ahead and add this to my local instance of ConnectSMART. So the machine that I'm on is a local ConnectSMART server, so it's my desktop, but it does run a server instance of ConnectSMART. And what I'm going to do is when I want to get my dashboards, I'm going to either go here on the home page to the catalogs and dashboards, or I can navigate there in the sidebar menu. I'm going to go to dashboards. And here are the dashboards. I also want to highlight that for everyone that we have added this gallery of styles and themes. Oh, sorry, I have to move over to my other screen. Bear with me. And there we go. All right. Let me make sure my lovely assistant Gail can see my screen. Are we okay? All right. Thank you guys for letting us know. I apologize. I've got a number of monitors going here and everything keeps getting covered up. Okay, so I'm going to go back here. All right, so basically all I did is I just went to docs.connectsmart.com. That's our docs site, which is where we have content. We've got downloads, we've got new content, gadgets, the dashboard downloads now, the report templates, all that is here. So I'm either going to go to my catalogs and dashboards, or I can go there through my sidebar menu. I'm going to go ahead and click on dashboards. These are the three that we just looked at. And what you're going to do is, so here is just a quick reminder that we need you to let us know that you are going to go out and add these so we can get your licenses updated. But it's pretty straightforward. I'm just going to download my zip file of all the gadgets associated, and this is the dashboard itself. And these guys are here in my downloads folder. And let me move these over here. Now, I was playing with this earlier, so I'm going to make those go away so you don't think I'm messing with you here. It really is this simple. All right, so This is my PGD, which is my dashboard file, and my dashboard needs to go into a folder in my ConnectSMART installation in the archive under dashboards, and it's going to go under organization for me. Now, if I wanted that to, of course, if I had copied that, that would have helped a good deal. Actually, since I had another one with the same name in here, let me update this while we're at it. So apologies for that. I had another one that was already named that here, so that's why you're seeing that. And I have a favorite here that takes me to my archive. So here's my dashboards again. And this you can disregard. That is mine from before, but this is what you'll normally see in here. So this is my domain, and this is where you'll see my personal user. So if I wanted the dashboard accessible only for me, not all users, I'd put it under my own. I'm not worried about that, so I'm going to make it a public dashboard for my typical dashboard users under the organization level. And then I'm going to run back to my downloads. I'm going to extract these guys. And they're going to pop up here. You know what? Let's remove this. So again, I had a duplicate, so it popped that on there. I'm going to extract these. I'm going to leave them in the folder they're in. So this folder is where I want to keep these because my dashboard is looking for the gadgets to be inside of a folder called Service 1 Gadgets. And these simply go to Published, which you can navigate to at C, INET Pub, the www root, ConnectSMART Archive Gadgets Published. This is in the doc that will show you where to go, so you don't have to go and navigate there and find this again in the future. I keep mine here, so I am simply just going to drag it on over to Published. We'll put it in my favorites accidentally. There we go. And that's not it. That's the shortcut that I just made in my favorites. I have the utmost confidence in your ability to copy and paste a little better than me today, so I think you'll be all right. So that folder, just keep in mind these guys are in the folder here. There we go, actually. Why is this? All right, so that actually I extracted a level lower than I meant to. Yes. All right, so this is what I'm looking for. When I get in there, I want Service 1 to be at the top level of Published, and I want all my gadgets underneath it. This is not nearly as complicated as my kind of very sad attempts at copying and pasting went, but now I'm going to have those dashboards ready to go for me. Okay, so I don't even need to go to my gadget creator because they're already there. And this is how easy these are to configure. All right, so here's Service 1. Here's all my gadgets. And here's what we've done. So I'm going to go ahead and click my parameters. And I can go ahead and modify these right here. So I can change all my parameters. So I want to point these, in this case, to my ConnectSMART Help Desk. And let's do... So that is here. And let's see. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that. Looks like we want to get a move on there. But this is, so these are not actually filtered down to the board, but that's how you would do that. You just come and grab your board. I have not done that for all of them, but it's the same for each one. And, all right, so which one am I in? That is, who am I? Okay, so. All right, so see what I did here? I've actually modified my title too. So I've gone ahead and we've added the top and bottom titles as parameters so that you don't even have to go back to the gadget creator to modify that. So for example, let's say tickets in new status. only on help desk, for example. Whatever text is going to be useful for you and your team is what you're going to want to pop in here. But what we were trying to do is save you from having to go back over to that gadget creator and modify gadgets individually, or open up each one and do it from there. Whereas here you can just sort of bounce around and change those titles. So open tickets by priority, perhaps, and that'll pop in a second title. That's a subtitle in the case of a chart. Same thing here, tickets entered and resolved by day. Let's add a subtitle, help desk. All there is to it. So basically, all you need to do is go grab our dashboards, pop them in, pick your boards. Let me actually show you another one that I have, though, not the normal parameter. I just want you to be aware of this. So in this case, my idle tickets gadget has a days parameter of 3. Now, if I wanted to change that to 15, it's going to update my ticket count right away, but my bottom title still says greater than 3 days. So you're going to want to change that to greater than 15 days or whatever applies to the parameter that you've selected. So just a heads up that those are also in here. It's not just the simple drop down, pick your board and what have you. You can also set the thresholds for the days idle or the past X days like we saw in some of the others. And then I'd highly recommend that you update your bottom title to indicate what you actually set that to your folks know what's going on. Do we have any questions at this time?
Yes, we do have a question. Someone missed where the downloads were. Can you show that again, please?
Of course. All right, so our docs site is at docs.connectsmart.com. And you just simply go to either, you can click catalogs, go down to dashboards, but the dashboards are under the catalogs, and the dashboards are located right here. So you've got your service one, my personal, and service management. And that is, so I'm looking right now at service one, but it's the same deal with all of them. So inside each one, we have the downloads here on the right. And so you'll just have to grab the gadget files and the dashboard. They're just kept separately since they end up at different places. Anything else right now, Gail?
The cost for the additional licenses that's required.
There is no additional cost. The only reason we need to pull the trigger on it for you at this moment in time is just because we don't have the licenses automated yet. So there is no additional cost. If you're already running CS4, you are good to go.
Okay, one other question. If they are not on the CMDB Connect.io, what do they need to do?
That is a great question. So to use these, we would need you to go ahead and get migrated over to the CMDB. It doesn't mean that you can't keep using your on-prem stuff, so any existing stuff you've got is going to keep working. This is just going to get you access to all this new content that we're adding. So there's a ton of stuff between reports and gadgets and these predefined dashboards, and everything is just coming down that path. So I definitely recommend doing that, but if you are already on CS4, there may not be anything additional that you would need to do other than just reaching out to us, either at support@connectsmart.com, or if you want to reach out to Kat, your account rep most likely, she will walk you through the process to get switched over. But it's pretty painless. We take care of most of the heavy lifting. We just need you to set up a couple logins for us, by and large. So that is all Gail has in the queue right now. Anybody else have any questions that I can run through here or anything I can demonstrate? Oh, Gail's got one.
Okay, would you show again where you need to drop them, the download?
Yes, so that is, so it's actually here, and there's going to be a doc on the dedicated page for this webinar, so it'll actually have the path there for you, but it is here. So the gadgets themselves go in that C, INET www root ConnectSMART archive gadgets published. I always keep these paths inside the docs so that you don't have to go find them. You can just slap them in the bar here and go right to it without having to navigate there directly. because I know everyone else doesn't compulsively favorite everything, so it can be a bit tedious to go navigate there manually each time. Okay. Now, while I have you guys here, is anybody going to IT Nation this year? We are just trying to find out who's going to be there and see if you guys will come on by and say hello. We do have some giveaways and other things, so we would love to see you. And if you are going to be around, we would definitely love for you to stop by and hang out, get to know us a little better, and maybe let us know some of your feedback. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close that out here in just a second. Looks like almost everybody has answered. Thank you so much for that. All right. And then if we don't have any more questions yet from the queue, I did not make a poll for this one. I kind of wanted to sort of leave this open for discussion, but as I mentioned, we're going to be rolling out these dashboards, new dashboards, quite frequently, but we do need some assistance in prioritizing our development efforts. So right now, these are somewhat generic. I was wondering if anybody on the call had any requests or any suggestions for metrics they're currently using that they can't live without, or things that they definitely would love to see that they haven't seen, or that they think would make sense from a sort of a comprehensive dashboard perspective. Is there anything there that we can kind of focus on for you guys? You guys are here, you're kind of clearly more motivated to use these, so we would love your feedback, and if we can use that to drive some of our development efforts, that would be great, but I also don't want to put anybody on the spot. So if good, looks like we've got some coming in. While Gail is gathering those up, and keep those coming, by the way, I just want to pop out another one for the 3 dashboards that we covered today. Can you guys just let me know? And also, this is going to save you an email, so you don't need to wait on us. If you want us to go ahead and get you going on these, just answer that way in the poll, and we'll actually create the ticket for you. Since you're already here, we'll take care of a few of those things for you without you having to send another email or anything. And if you don't think these are going to be any good for you, you can't use these, or you're not sure, let me know that as well.
We have a request for a pre-configured dashboard with LabTech gadgets.
That is a very good one, and that is tentatively on our agenda. It's not the next one, but it can certainly be prioritized. So I am going to make a note of that. And who was that, Gail? All right. Well, thank you very much, Jeff. I will. And Wayne. Hey, Wayne. All right, so I will reach out to you guys to get some more specifics on specific metrics that you'd like to see. But for sure, I will move that towards the top of the list there. You got any more for us, Gail?
We had some other suggestions that were interesting, one for customer satisfaction and survey results, one for project-based metrics, and this is an interesting one on geomapping service tickets by client zip code.
Well, that one you guys are certainly in luck. We actually just had a fairly long discussion about some of those geo mapping gadgets earlier today. Those are probably not going to happen before IT Nation, but very, very soon after. We actually have some very cool stuff that's going to be released at IT Nation and unveiled at IT Nation anyway. But the map stuff, we have definitely heard you on that, and that is at the forefront of what we would really like to get out there very soon. So that is definitely down here. And who am I going to follow up with when that's available, Gail? All right, so buddy, I'm gonna make note of that to reach out to you to get some more specifics and just make sure that what we've got planned is gonna do what you need, or at least get a little more info if there's something we can do to customize it for you. But for sure, the mapping is a very good one.
Another idea that was suggested was colors by tech.
Okay. Now the way those work, it's a little difficult to say across the board that anytime an engineer appears, name or their member ID will be associated with a specific color. Um, you can definitely have different colors per tech. There is the multiple color option that's available. Is there any more info on that, or can that person offer us any more info? Do they have a microphone or want to
That was
add a little more
William.
info?
That was William.
Hey, William, do you have a little more info on what you're just trying to see different colors per tech, or? Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right, so William's mic is not working, so he is going to type that to us, and if I get that soon, I will let you guys know for sure. And let's see, we've got, looks like we have a hand raised as well. That is William, it looks like. Oh, got a few. All right, so do you guys have mics? William, I will go ahead and unmute you. I think you need to enter your PIN. There you go. Okay, William, if you've got a mic, I think you are good to talk.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, perfect. So for example, like we have open tickets by technician per board, and what ends up happening is, depending on, let's say if one tech's not on that board, his color will change from each metric. So we've heard from our engineers that they would like, okay, I want to be the guy that's, bar-coded red, for example, and I want all my bar graphs to be red for me, and it's easier for them to, look at the board and see all their stuff. If that kind of makes a little sense.
It does. I understand what you're trying to do there then. I know that issue you're having where if somebody doesn't have a record and they don't show up and it sort of drops off and then the colors shift over to the left and then suddenly it's not consistent with the other gadgets. Some of the newer ones that we're doing that are by tech, they're forcing them to be there even if they're zeros, but then of course you have to make your selection. It's not just that it's going to show you everything. So you either have to say, I want to see everything for these specific engineers, and then it's going to show you even if they're zero. Or if we're doing just open tickets on the service board, then it's only going to show us what's there under them. So we're going to have basically two different versions. So if you want to see tickets by tech, you've got one where you can just kind of define where and not enforce that, and then the other would be for these 8 techs or these 10 or these 20 that I've picked, but then they will always be there. They will always be in the same spot, and then you can force that color thing. And that I will plan to document and or do a quick little video that just shows you where you can force that in the
Yeah,
developer
perfect.
studio.
That sounds like a good solution. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so that looks like all I've got right now. So unless anybody wants to get in another quick question or comment or raise a hand, we are probably going to be wrapping up here in just a moment. Do know that I have your responses to the poll though, so if you indicated that you wanted the dashboard and that you're ready to go, I'm going to get you, there will be a ticket entered so that we can go ahead and get your licenses updated, and we'll confirm that you're up to date, you're good to go, and get you up and running. Those of you who weren't sure if you met the prerequisites, we'll check and make sure your subscription's good to go, and just confirm that the version you're running will work for it. But it will be fairly quick, and we'll get that taken care of for you. So if we don't have anything else right now, I will go ahead and wrap up.
One last question. How long does it take to get the licenses updated?
The licenses, I believe, should not take too, it's just the time of getting a human being on it. So the request that we've got today, it looks like we've got about 12 people, 10, 12 people that we're going to need to do from just today. And that's not going to take too long. So I would imagine we'd be able to have these done tomorrow. That's assuming that you guys are good to go with, having the up-to-date. I mean, the licensing will be done tomorrow, but you may need to update your ConnectSMART server or what have you. All right, I am going to go ahead and sign off here, but of course, this is not one of those speak now or forever hold your peace things. So if you think of something as soon as we hang up here, just shoot an email over to support and we will address it as soon as possible. You guys have been great. Thank you so much for your feedback, and I hope I see you on next week's webinar. So thank you so much. Bye-bye.